Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, When It Matters Most, Immune Training for Everyday Health, powered by Wellmune. My name's Katerina. I'm the Marketing Director here at Kerry, and today I'm joined by Jenny Tan, Product Management Lead, and Celia Ning, who is off screen at the moment due to a technical issue. She's the Senior Scientific Affairs Innovation Director. If we move 2 slides to the front. So in today's session, we'll explore the consumer context to immune health. Jenny will then introduce us to Wellmune and the innate immune trainer mechanism, a new way to think about immune health, whilst we then turn to Celia, who will walk us through Wellmune clinical studies across groups where immune health truly matters most, including children, stressed adults, active adults, and aging population. And finally, we'll close out with our branded advantage of our Wellmune brand, examples of how Wellmune can be used to drive breakthrough innovation to deliver to today's consumer needs. Throughout the course of today's session, please feel free to drop any questions into the comments box that you'll see on your screen below. Our team will be monitoring these and we will address them at the end of the session. Next slide. So let's get started by grounding ourselves in the context of the immune health category. Immune health is still the #1 benefit that consumers are seeking today. 2/3 are actively trying to improve their immunity to protect quality of life, and 77% understand that there is a direct link between immune and overall health. This tells us that immune health is no longer seasonal. It's foundational to everyday well-being. In APAC, this is highly actionable. 64% of us have taken action to improve our immune health this year. Demand spans across multiple categories, including supplements, everyday food and beverage formats like beverage, yogurt, snacks, and even sports nutrition. This creates clear opportunity to deliver immune benefits across daily consumption moments. Now, immune health is relevant at every stage of life, but our needs evolve across our lifespan, from building strong foundation as children to performance for active adults, resilience under stress, and healthy aging as our immune systems age with us. This is where immune training becomes particularly powerful in lifelong positioning. And finally, as we look at the importance of science, science is key to winning. 31% of consumers are actively looking for science-backed ingredients, 60% saying that claims shape the perceived value of a product. Importantly, nearly 80% are more likely to buy where efficacy is supported by scientific evidence. So credible science isn't just supportive, it's a major driver of differentiation and an ultimate driver of purchase. So from here, I'll hand over to Jenny as we start to further explore how Wellmune and the innate immune trainer can play a role in addressing these consumer lifelong needs.
Thank you very much, Kat, and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all doing very well, and once again, thank you very much for joining the Kerry webinar on When It Matters Most. So, as Kat shared just now, immunity is the foundation of our general well-being. The consumers know it, the industry knows it, so it's a very crowded place. So, how to differentiate and innovate in such a busy environment? Not yet, Laura, in this such a busy environment. That leads me to present to you on Wellmune and its innate immune trainer mechanism of action, a new way to think about immune health. Next slide, please, Laura. So the modern lifestyle constantly challenges our immune system. Stress, poor sleep, aging, traveling, intensive exercise, busy household, exposure to unpredictable pathogens, all this means that our immune system now needs to be ready instead of just being reactive. But our real life doesn't give time to our body to catch up. And most immune support ingredients in the market support normal function, but they don't train the immune system to what is coming next. What if the immune system can actually be trained just like your muscles? So let's level up our everyday life with Wellmune, one of a kind postbiotic that trains a healthy immune system across all ages. What is Wellmune? Wellmune is an yeast beta-glucan. Kerry used a proprietary process and a proprietary strains of Saccharomyces cerevisiae to obtain the yeast beta-1316 glucan from the Baker yeast. Wellmune is one of the first ingredients that has been clinically studied as an immune system trainer. Recent research suggests that Wellmune helps train a healthy immune system. So what exactly is that training innate immune system? We're going to look at this in a bit more details in the next few slides. Next slide, please. Before I go into the details on the mechanism of action, I would like to reiterate the uniqueness of Wellmune. Wellmune is unique by its source. So as you see on the screen here, there are multiple types of beta-glucan in the market. You can extract beta-glucan from cereal, from yeast, from fungal, from bacterial. And you can see on the screen, especially on the column on the left side, depending on the source where you extract the beta-glucan from, the molecular structure of the beta-glucan is different. From cereal or bacterial is a linear structure, while for the yeast and the fungal is a branched structure. Long branching for the yeast, beta-1316 glucan, a short branching for the fungal. Similar to the maple tree that you see on the right side, you see three pictures of maple tree. They are all maple trees, but they are different. They are different by their shape. They are different by the branches. They are different by the way the branches are developed. But they are all maple trees. So it's the same for the beta-glucan. You have beta-glucan, but they are different beta-glucans. So the source is very important. Why is it important? Next slide, please. Is that it's very well known that there is a bioactivity relationship between the health benefits of the beta-glucan and the molecular structure. It's well known in the market that cereal beta-glucan are more studied for heart health and cholesterol, while for yeast beta-glucan, they are more studied for immunity. So you have to be aware or be cautious of the type of beta-glucan you are using and the source that it's coming from. Now, Kerry has pushed the analysis even deeper. Next slide, please. We look at the molecular structure of the beta-glucan within the same source of beta-glucan. And so the table shows you the different percentage of the linkages for the different yeast beta-glucan that is found in the market. The second column that you see is the Wellmune characterization of the different percentage of those linkages. If you go line by line, you will see that Wellmune has a unique molecular structure. And by saying that, by showing that, it means that whatever we say on Wellmune, the clinical research on Wellmune, the health benefits on Wellmune, and the mechanism of action on Wellmune is only true for Wellmune. Cannot extrapolate to any other beta-glucan. So the studies that we have conducted has demonstrated that not all yeast beta-glucan are the same. So we have looked at what is Wellmune, a postbiotic, where is it coming from, how is it derived, why is it unique. Now let's look at the mechanism of Wellmune, how it's functioning in your body, and what is this trained innate immune system about. Next slide, please. So what is the trained innate immune system? Before I go into the details on the bottom, I would like to talk about the immune system of our body. We have two types of immune system. One defined as the innate immune system on the right, the other one defined as the adaptive immune system. The innate immune system is our first barrier of defense. is the first system, the first cell that will come into actions when your body is facing pathogens. That innate immune system is defined by its speed, so it's the first one, so it's the fastest to go into action, but it's not specialized. So it will have the similar wave of actions regardless of the pathogens that we encounter. And it also doesn't have memory. So it's again and again go through the same process when it's encounter the pathogens, and even if it's the same pathogen. And in the past, until recently, immunologists thought that this innate immune system and innate immune cells could not be trained. But we will see later in the next few slides that actually this is not true. On opposite, the adaptive immune system is the more sophisticated immune system. It's more specialized, and it's the one that usually educate, so to speak, or build the memory when you are young, you are receiving the vaccination. So you expose the adaptive immune system to the pathogens, to the bacteria, so that it's recognize the bacteria, and so that in future, later on, when it see that bacteria, its reaction is a bit faster. So the adaptive immune system is the first sophisticated one, but it's very slow. And as you know, as you can imagine, for your body, your immune system, the fastest the immune system reacts, the lesser you give the chance to the pathogens to develop, and so the higher chance you don't fall sick. So the speed of the reaction of your immune system is very important. So having the innate immune system together with the adaptive immune system is what we build the power of your immune system. So until recently, as I mentioned just now, the innate immune system, immunologists thought that the innate immune system could not be trained. But recently, there have been studies, there have been proof showing that actually that innate immune system can be trained. It can be trained in different ways. Either you get exposed regularly to the pathogens, so your body gets used to that, or you can receive some vaccines, such as the BCG vaccines or the COVID-19 vaccines, has shown that it has the ability to train also the innate immune system. But this method is very invasive, painful, and you have to go through the stage of falling sick, etc. So not very enjoyable. Recently, what Kerry has demonstrated with our latest research on Wellmune is that there are substances such as Wellmune that have the same benefits as those vaccine, the BCG vaccine, that has the ability to train the innate immune system. But now, instead of being invasive and painful, you can have that training by consuming your preferred supplements or your preferred food and beverage. So what is the training the innate immune system about? What is happening? At the bottom, you see that there's two phenomena that has been observed when innate immune system is trained. The first phenomenon we observe is what we call it the epigenetic changes. This is kind of like placing a bookmark in your DNA. So all the cells has DNA. The DNA is the core, is like an intense, heavy guideline book that is very dense. So DNA is very dense. When your cells needs to produce something, needs to code something, it has to go to that DNA and find a place where it has to go and do the decoding. So it takes time. What the training does is that it loosens up that DNA, and then it places a bookmark on the place where the coding is supposed to happen. That bookmark will stay for a certain time, and when your body is facing the pathogens, then the cell is able to go very fast to the place where the DNA is supposed to have the message, where you want to translate, to code, for you, excuse me, for your defense protein, for your messenger signal, etc., to activate the immune defense. But having the bookmark placed and the DNA loosen up will speed up the time for the cells to go and find that decoding. The second phenomenon that we see when the innate trained immune system is trained is the metabolic machinery. So to speak, is meeting the energy requirements. What does that mean? Excuse me. Is that when your immune system faces a pathogen, it has to move to find the pathogens. It has to produce the signal that I was mentioning, the messengers to alert the body, to alert the adaptive immune system that there's pathogens in the body. All those activities require energy. If a cell has not been trained, it needs to build up that energy first before it can do all those actions. A trained innate immune cell already contains that energy, so that when the pathogens come, it's already ready to go into actions. So you can see that these two phenomena that we observe when we train an innate immune system is to prepare to get the innate immune cell ready to go into action when pathogens come, so that you are saving time. You don't give time to the pathogens to develop and to induce the sickness. So the training is about preparing, getting the innate immune system to be ready. The next question we could ask is that training lasting? So what we have observed in the studies is that there are two types of training that is happening for the innate immune system. It's what we call the peripheral training, which is, the innate immune cell that circulate throughout your blood vessel, the innate immune cell that is located in your tissue. So that is what we call the peripheral training. And we have observed that those cells, the training is actually transferred from the mother cell to the daughter cell. So the training stays for a certain time. How long does it stay? We do not know at this stage. As you can believe, the immune system is very, very complex. So regardless of the multiple studies that we have, we are at the surface of fully understanding the whole system. So there are a lot of studies that still need to require. But what we saw is that yes, the training do pass on to the daughter cell. What we have also observed is that the cell that is located at the bone marrow, so the stem cell, so the source, is also getting that training. It's what we call the central training. So what we have shown as indication is that training do last for a certain time. So I have shown you what is Wellmune, the uniqueness of Wellmune, and what trained innate immune system really means. How does it really prepare the innate immune system? So the next slide is to show you the result that we have observed and we have obtained in the studies that was conducted with Wellmune. The studies was conducted in vitro and ex vivo. And here I just snapshot some result to illustrate to you what we have seen just now. So the dark blue in this graph represent the Wellmune trained innate immune cell, while the lighter blue is the untrained cell. The first graph on the left side is where we measure what we call biomarkers called mTOR, which is the biomarkers indicating the energy level of the innate immune cell. You can see that after 1 hour exposure of the innate immune cell to Wellmune, we have observed more than 2 times more energy level compared to a cell that has not been trained by Wellmune. This is again showing, as I mentioned earlier, a trained innate immune cell has already a certain level of energy, allowing it to go into actions immediately. The second graph is showing the numbers of a TNF produced after the exposure to a pathogen. In this case, was a stimulation of a bacteria pathogen. So TNF is the defense protein produced by the innate immune system when it's facing a pathogen. You can see that the Wellmune trained innate immune system, after 3 hours of exposure to the pathogens, start already producing a high amount of TNF with a peak at 6 hours, and it stay at a high level, slight dropping after 24 hours. But when you see the untrained innate immune cell, even after 24 hours, the response is still very slow. So it's still trying to decode and still trying to react, while the Wellmune trained innate immune system has already got a high reaction. The third graph is a similar one as well, where we measure the TNF, and here we also expose the Wellmune trained innate immune system and the untrained innate immune system to a bacteria mimicking pathogens. Again, you see that there is a 3 times more energy in the Wellmune trained innate immune system versus the untrained innate immune system. Last but not least, the last graph is to show you the effect of the Wellmune trained innate immune system when it exposed pot with a live bacteria. So in the petri dish, in vitro, we incubate the Wellmune trained innate immune system with live bacteria and the non-Wellmune trained innate immune system with the bacteria. And after 24 hours, we measure the amount of bacteria live that is stay in the petri dish. And you can see that after 24 hours, the group who has the Wellmune trained innate immune system has 2 times less live bacteria than the non-trained innate immune system, showing again that Wellmune trained innate immune system treats more efficiently the pathogens. So Wellmune coaches innate immune cells to respond quickly and effectively, providing broad protection against a range of unpredictable health traits. So next slide, please. So as a summary here, we have seen the uniqueness of Wellmune, and we have seen, how Wellmune help preparing the body, the innate immune system, to be more ready, more energetic, more effective before challenges hit. So it's not anymore reactivity, it's being ready before the challenge hits you. And it strengthens the body first line of defense, providing a broad protection across many types of daily health threats. The graph on the right is just showing you what I've described, is that at some point you train your innate immune system, and when the unrelated challenge comes in the body, your innate immune system is ready with an enhanced response to go and fight against the pathogens. The QR code on the left side is linking you to the white paper that will give you more details on the research that Kerry has conducted, explaining about this mechanism of action on the trained innate immune system. So now that we have looked at the uniqueness of the Wellmune with its mechanism of action, I will pass it over to my colleague Celia, who will now bring you through the clinical research, the intensive clinical research that Kerry has conducted, illustrating, the health benefits of Wellmune. Over to you, Celia.
Thanks, Jenny. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Celia. So sorry, today my computer camera doesn't work for me, do not work for me, so I can't, you guys can't see me. Right, okay, so let me give you an overview on the Wellmune clinical study when we can move to the next slides, and to understand how, immune training support health. This is a very important concept. We are not talking about fighting sickness, fighting a disease. We are talking about, how to build a long-term health and a resilience. We can think about our immune system, like team of athletes, or like our muscle. We need to regular practice to stay this, muscle or exercise condition in the peak condition. So, we cannot wait until we feel unwell, or it's about, really kind of keep proactively priming our body's defense system so that we can really react or ready to the, any react quick and, effectively. So the next slides, I'm going to show you the clinical studies. In the past years, Wellmune, which is carries one of the key technology, and we have been conducted many clinical studies with targeting different populations like senior, children, athletes, or even marathon runner or stress population, even allergic, for people's or populations. So after so many clinical studies, and it clearly demonstrates that Wellmune is really one of the best functional ingredients to support our immune system. So the next slides, we have collected a few studies in these slides. Like my colleague Jenny was just mentioning earlier on, Wellmune has the ability to train our innate immune system, and it can helping our body to stay prepared every day. Yeah, so we can see these 4 clinical studies. which is showed how improve the immunity and across, every different age groups. As you can see from the first table, it is study conducted on older population, and the second one is on children, and third table is on athletes, and the last one is on the life stress people. So actually, you can see all these studies we have been collected or we have been conducted. They are showing reduce the upper respiratory tract infection severity and also symptoms and also the number of sick days. Yeah, so it clearly demonstrating Wellmune has the ability to increase the immune response to the challenge in the everyday life. Yeah, but here, something that I wanted to highlight to you is the last study. You can see the last charts. It is the the lifestyle stress. We will specifically conduct the studies on the stress group of people. Well, honestly, and this is a group of people, describe most of the us today. So, we kind of all facing busy schedule, lack of sleep, travel, deadlines, this is us. And the stress can really weaken our immune defense. So the idea is really to help the body stay resilient under pressure. So therefore, Wellmune can help us, can help this group of people to reduce upper respiratory symptoms up to 62% compared to the placebo group. Placebo group meaning, they take nothing, or maybe they take just some placebo kind of ingredient, to compare. So all this piece of data together means that Wellmune train the immune system and train for the everyday's health. Yeah. So the next one, we can take a look the how does Wellmune, working on kids. So this study with recruited 156 children between 1 to 5 years old in the high exposure daycare setting. I mean, for those, if you are parents, you have young kids at home, and you know what is the, high exposure daycare of kind of setting. Yeah, because this age of kids are very easy to constantly, swapping the germs. Like the time I remember, I sent my daughter to childcare center, so she kind of, keep catching cold and flu like a few times a year. So for certain times, I need to keep her at home, because once I send her to childcare, then she kind of swapping or change the germs with other children. So therefore, to test Wellmune on these group of children are very, very important. And you can see from this study showing us the threefold of results. If you can see the first charts showing the frequency. Yeah, so we saw 2/3 of reduction in the respiratory infection compared to the placebo group. What does that mean? So it means equivalent to a 67% decrease in the number of times a child gets sick with things like common cold, sore throat, or nose congestion, that kind of symptoms. Yeah. So then the second chart shows us the duration, meaning the sick days were cut by an average of 6 days over 12 weeks, which is during 3 months period. As you can see, the placebo, which is the black bar, it's 9 sick days, and the Wellmune is the green bar, which is 2.9 sick days. So this is nearly a full week of school and playing time, and so this is very crucial for the family or for parents or even for the children. It's a 6 days difference in the two groups. We can imagine the kind of academic or social impact, for the, let's say, primary school children. 6 days is more like 4 weeks of missing classes. Yeah, in the 3 months term or 1 semester, missing 6 days can cause the children, really fall behind the reading, the math, or even miss out, some key social interactions or some extracurricular activities. Yeah, so for the parents, even more important. 6 fewer sick days means they have to juggle between the work and home, or even carry a sick children. And also the, 6 fewer night in interrupted sleeping. Yeah. Well, don't mention you have the parents also need to take the precious annual leave or childcare leave, to stay home. So the last one is the quality of life. So you can see the black bar is showing the placebo. So only 15% of the kids in the placebo are reported being in a good health condition. And whereas in the Wellmune, which is the blue bar, and 62% of Wellmune group reported good health. So meaning not only the absence of, the symptoms like fever, nose congestion, but it also means that children have a higher energy level. Yeah, the children doesn't really feel like lethargy, under the weather, and they have a better appetite, they can eat well. So therefore, Wellmune, it doesn't just treat the symptoms, it also helps ensure the children's foundation remains strong so that they can stay in the school, they can stay active and stay happy. Yeah. So, and then the next one, it's about athlete. Yeah, so, well, normally we feel, athletes are very healthy group of population. Yeah. So, because they're doing more exercise. So we generally, that's our feeling. But well, actually high performance activities like running, marathons, that kind of exercise can temporarily weaken our immune systems. And that's so-called the post-exercise immune depression. Yeah. So then, so here we have conducted 3 clinical studies on the marathon runner. And if you can see the first study, which is the first table, and it is published in the Journal of Dietary Supplement. And the researchers have reported the marathon runner taking Wellmune for 4 weeks. So they have experienced a 40% reduction in upper respiratory tract infection symptoms. Yeah, so that's really very significant. And then reduction in cold, flu-like symptoms, not only help them to stay healthier, but also they also feel like better mentally. Yeah. So then for the second study, which is the middle table, it is published in the Journal of Sports Science and Medical. The researchers use a profile of mood states, so-called POMS, P-O-M-S, kind of assessment, which is emphasis the physiological recovery aspects. So it used POM to measure 6 mood factors. Keep finding from the studies that Wellmune helps athletes feel mentally better. So you can see higher energy level, higher vigor, lower fatigue, lower tension during the post-peace recovery window. So, and therefore significantly boosting the energy level by 22% and 42% drop in the fatigue. And then the last one, which is the third table, and that's the study recruited 278 runners from a kind of marathon called Austin Marathon campaign. So, and then, so for this study, I just wanted to specifically highlight that that's a very important message showing the efficacy of Wellmune in the food matrix. Yeah, because in this study, it was giving us kind of sports beverage containing Wellmune. So rather than other studies using a capsule. So it shows us specifically reduce the up to 20% reduction in the severity of the upper respiratory tract symptoms, and also significantly fewer missing training days. So you can see all these studies emphasize that heavy exercise like marathon type of exercise, they really suppress the immune system and creating an open window for the infection. Well, here, Wellmune can help prime the innate immune systems and maintain performance and keep up recovery. All right, so then we move to the next one. Then I guess you guys may have a question saying, what about the mechanism? What happening in my body, and how does Wellmune able to improve the immunity and be able to train the innate immune system And of course, my colleague Jenny has given a very good, theories on the mechanisms. But here we are showing you in the clinical study what happened inside your body. So Wellmune enhance the level of white blood cell. Yeah, so it causes like monocytes or T cell or like immune factors like cytokine. So these are the guys can help you faster recovery and also prepare your immune system readiness. As you can see from the below chart, it is someone called salivary IgA, or we call it short form like SIgA. So this is more like play a function like frontline guard, to guard you. So SIgA is produced by monocytes, and monocytes we know is type of white blood cell. So when monocytes are trained or active, and they can help ensure your body keeps producing SIgA, which is the frontline guard. Okay, so then the other two will be interferon gamma and interleukin-4, which is, you can see the first and second table. So these two guys are produced by T cell. And we all know T cell is also a type of white blood cell. So it decides how to fight with the infection. And then the T cell is by releasing a protein called cytokine. It's kind of an immune factor, yeah? So interferon gamma and interleukin-4 are the two specific type of cytokines sent by this T cell. Okay, so if we put it simple way, the T cell are a soldier. So then interferon gamma and interleukin-4 are the like walkie-talkie, walkie-talkies like messengers. And interferon gamma tells the body to kill the virus. And the interleukin-4 will help manage to healing faster. Yeah, so that's the clinical study showing how the mechanisms happen in your body. So then, as you can see from the charts, the three charts, Wellmune groups maintain a significantly higher level, and which is the green color line. Green color line is the Wellmune group. And compared to the black line, which is the placebo group, is all, Wellmune group, the green line is all faster, faster. So these help ensure the immune system stay balanced and doesn't get exhausted by workout. Okay, so then we move to the next one. Then I think the next question you will see, okay, the stress, low immunity, stress, they are very much linked with each other. And we also know body, mind having strong connection. When you are under high stress, and your body will release hormone like cortisol. Yeah, cortisol, we also call it like a stress hormone. That actually suppress your immune system. Or in the other hand, we say when you having a poor immune system and you don't have a buffer to cope with the stress. So it's like vicious cycle. We'll go on and on, poor immunity cannot handle stress. And when you have a stress, and then effect on the immunity. So it's like vicious cycle, So the question is, does Wellmune can help your body to your immunity and emotion by breaking this cycle? Yeah, because previous study we already demonstrated, we always understand Wellmune can better improve your immune system. Yeah, so then here we need to, in this studies that we want to see both, both emotion and immunity. So in this clinical study that researchers recruited the high stress population. Yeah. They include firefighters, medical school students, and people with a chronic stress lifestyle. I think you and I, we should join this study, right? Yeah, we're all high stress group people. Okay, so researchers found that Wellmune maintain overall physical health, reduced and reduced 62% incidence of upper respiratory tract infections, really very effective. And in addition to that, and it's also improved the immunity, and Wellmune also provide mood states benefits. Yeah, so like reduce burnout, fatigue, tension, And you can see from the, the right-hand table, the first bar. And first bar, you can see the green line is Wellmune group. So the Wellmune boosts vitality, vigor by 42%, and also leading to a 38% reduction in the fatigue. Yeah, so therefore this study shows really essentially Wellmune can act as a buffer so that even when life is overwhelming, under stress, but your body internal health stays steadier and help you feel more emotionally balanced and resilience, and then can keep your body mind strong connections when and also stay in a good health condition. And then the last one, the next slides, very important one is the older population. Yeah, so I mean, we know the idea is to really helping the seniors to stay healthy. It is not, just living longer. It's also about staying active, energetics, and also enjoy life. We grow older. Yeah, so well, if I'm grow older, if we cannot keep active, cannot be energetic and cannot enjoy life, what for living longer, right? Yeah, so but so the truth is that our immune system is also ages over time, yeah, which is why older adults often catch cold and more easily and also take longer to recover. So it is really meaningful to conduct studies on the to understand whether Wellmune can help this group of population. And then this study was conducted by researchers at the University of Southampton in UK. So they have recruited 120 participants, and 100 of them will successfully completed the study. The average age is 69 years old. So the intervention of the study lasts for 90 days, and during the peak winter, so-called the cold and flu season, the dosage given is each participant received 250 milligram Wellmune is beta-glucan daily. So the key finding from this study is really, you can see from the table, and highlights 16% reduction in the upper respiratory tract infection symptoms. So the study also note that this taking Wellmune experienced the trend towards fewer infection, and also significantly changing how the body managed the inflammation during the the viral challenge. Yeah. So therefore, overall, all the studies, so we can understand Wellmune is really kind of can help us to improve the immunity and also balance our emotions, so keep our body, mind strong, connect, and stay in a good health condition. So this is all I want to share from my part. And over to you, Kat.
Let's bring this all to life. Thanks, Celia. So now let's bring this all to life. How do we translate these immune needs into branded innovation with Wellmune? If we move to the next slide, in addition to the science that Celia and Jenny have taken us through today, Wellmune delivers to three things that matter: recognition, credibility, and conversion. Over half of consumers already associate Wellmune with immune support. It's seen as being both believable and unique, and importantly, it drives purchase intent, particularly with families and those active consumers. This is how we turn science into a brand asset that we can leverage in product innovation, on packaging, and through communication. If we move to the next slide, let's have a look at how we can bring this to life in some concepts designed for inspiration. The first concept here looks at addressing immune health in childhood, a convenient, on-the-go immune support for young children. A simple oral spray combining Wellmune with vitamin D in a format that is easy to drive compliance and daily use to build that immune resilience that kids need so much. If we move to the next slide, here we move into performance, combining protein with immune support, a familiar everyday format that helps consumers stay primed, bringing those immune benefits into those active lifestyles without adding any extra complexity. The next concept taps into the growing link between stress and immunity, and as Celia suggested, probably one that we could all deal with. By combining Wellmune with Sensoril, which is a unique root and leaf ashwagandha in the Kerry portfolio, we can address both immune support and mental well-being in a highly appealing gummy format that tastes great. And the final concept for inspiration here taps into healthy aging, where again our immune system ages with us and ease and compliance really matters. A fast melt format that offers a simple, no water alternative to traditional tablets, making daily immune support more accessible to older consumers. By combining Wellmune's trusted science with a convenient, enjoyable format, we're able to support immunity as part of overall healthy everyday aging. Now, if we move to the next slide, these are just some examples that we've taken you through. But today, we are already seeing strong traction with partners right across the region who are all bringing solutions to life, leveraging Wellmune in a variety of formats, under a variety of brands, using a variety of positionings, ultimately leveraging that science to make claims that matter. Immune health is a proven space, but there is a clear next generation opportunity here. And we'd love to explore how Wellmune can help elevate your portfolio with the science-backed differentiated immune solution. Now, this brings us to the end of today's presentation. Again, if you've got any questions, please do drop them into the comments, as we'll take a few moments to address some questions in a minute. Otherwise, feel free to scan the QR codes that you'll see on your screen. The first one you'll see allows you to download some of the ebooks that will give you some further information on today's discussion. And as we move into the Q&A section, we'll leave a QR code that allows you to contact our team if you would like more information or a deeper discussion. We'll also post these links into the chat after the session if you're looking for them. But for now, I'll bring Jenny and hopefully Celia back onto the screen, or at least audio, so that we can address some of the Q&A questions. So I'm just going to have a quick look here. So I might start with one that we get asked quite often, and Celia, maybe this one is for you. So Wellmune and the clinical dose. What is the clinical dose, and does it differ by the target consumers? Celia, if you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you, Kat. Yeah, very good question. Really kind of, we were using a different dosage for testing for adult and children. For adult, the golden level is 250 milligrams per day, and for children, it's the lowest dose we can go is 35 milligrams per day. Yeah. So although in our study we have tested different dose, but what we say, this is the general recommendation, for both adult and children.
Thank you, Celia. And Jenny, one for you. We can see on the screen quite a wide variety of different applications. Maybe just talk to, I guess, Wellmune stability, and is there any application limitations that people should be aware of?
Yeah, thanks a lot for the questions. Good questions, Kat. And indeed, these questions come very often. So, as I mentioned in my slide, Wellmune is a postbiotic. So, being a postbiotic is a dead microorganism. So, that's, take out the challenge of the probiotics where you have to maintain the cell count viable. So, that's why on the screen you see here that actually Wellmune is a very versatile ingredient that can be applied in a multiple type of applications. So from a supplements, from a capsule, tablet, sachet, to the food and beverage type of application, you see in the smoothie, the pouch puree drinks, as well as hydration. Wellmune has also been tested in terms of the stability throughout the heat process. And we know that Wellmune is very stable for like the UHT process at the different pH from acidic pH to 3.33, for instance, to a pH very basic at 7.8, where we conducted those stabilities. So it's a very easy, I would say, ingredients among the functional ingredients to use for formulation. And the other part also is that with the amount that Celia called out, the 250 milligram or the 35 milligram, Wellmune has a very, very limited impact on the taste of your finished product, as well as in terms of the appearance, in terms of the texture. It doesn't affect so much your final product. So it's a very, very nice and simple ingredients to incorporate into your star product and delivering these extra benefits that we discussed about. Thank you, Kat.
Thanks, Jenny. So that brings us to the end of the session today. A huge thank you for joining us, and a huge thank you to both Jenny and Celia for imparting their expertise with us today. Again, please do get in touch with us at Kerry if you'd like to know more or if you would like to have a deeper discussion. But for now, thank you for joining us, and we will leave you here.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Celia. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.